dollar, no discussing it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Chad Brock. Nobody knows what I'm doing here. Over here to the other side of me, though, my co-host, my counterpart, the man who lives down by the Tennessee River. As he pedals that Jackson kayak down that river, the women go, "Who is that man?" And the little children standing there watching, they go, "There goes that man." The one, the only, Jason, world famous Cassidy tonight.
Yeah, worldwide. Wide. What's up, Chad? Yeah,
Not
man,
much,
I love
buddy.
that beat. I love that beat, man. I almost wish we could play that intro over and over again, man.
We can play it as many times as we want to. We do get the copyright tag from playing that one, so I probably need to work on that music just a little bit. But hey, we're here, we're back, we're talking fishing, bud.
Yeah, we're back after a beautiful weekend. A little grimy up there in Pennsylvania, but any day on the water is a good day, and sun's out, guns out. Fishing's picking up all across the nation. Pre-spawners, post-spawners in some places. It's pick your poison this week, Chad. It's fishing time.
It is, man, and I'm here to tell you that we got a lot. I mean, not taken away from the conversation that we're about to have, but there's even more to come. I know we've said that each and every week here lately, but golly geez, there is more to come. This weekend, Texas is back. Texas is back again. They are headed to, and I have notes actually, the whole month of April, dude. The whole month is just like
it's loaded. There's a lot going on. I think they're going to Lake of the Pines.
Lake of the Pines this weekend. Yeah. So we're going to kick off weekend this weekend, first weekend of April. Lake of the Pines is going down in Texas. But then we've got this little thing that we call small lakes, Indiana small lakes. Now, this one, Jason, and we're going to talk about this for a little bit before we bring our guest on and start talking about the tournament, because it does need some clarity.
Yeah.
What is a small lake? What is a small lake? Well, if you're from Indiana, there's like a million of them. Small lakes are trolling motor lakes. The strip pits, the old quarry holes, places like you mentioned Atterbury.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place down there in Edinburgh, Johnson County, Indiana. It's a series of small lakes. You know, they're all loaded with good sized bass, and you just can't fire up them big motors on them, which makes them ideal for kayaks. You know what I mean? They're relatively smaller bodies of water. Pisgah's a little bit larger, but it makes it easy to break down, easy to cover from, the dam up to the headwaters of most of these little lakes. And it makes it a fun experience. You don't have to compete with wake boats and party barges and stuff like that. So a kayaker can get out there and kind of sort of own that waterway for that particular day, and have every advantages of it as any other boat that's out there on that particular body of water. So it's a fun way to fish, and they can be pressured too. I mean, don't just because they're small, don't get it twisted. I mean, these the bluegrass pits down there in Evansville, Indiana, the Atterbury, there's over in Jasonville, Indiana, near the Sullivan State Forest. There's a bunch of small bodies of water up there, and of course, when you get up into northern Indiana, I mean, there's natural small lakes. I mean, literally dotted all over the place. So, just because they're small doesn't mean they're pressured. So you still have to bring your A game, but man, they're a heck of a lot of fun to fish.
They are, man. They are, and it's where a lot of us around these parts kind of cut our teeth in the kayak fishing game, so to speak. And there's some of them we like, and some of them we don't care if we ever see again. It seems like everybody that you talk to around these parts has got a favorite for whatever reason. But
actually, matter of fact, my first tournament was Kayak Anglers of Southern Indiana, Muscatatuck.
Yes, sir.
That's a small lake. Yeah, I won that derb. Matter of fact, I
Hmm.
remember freezing on
And you
Bud
didn't
Dog.
freeze to death.
Man, it was cold. It was real
Mm.
cold. We met up at the McDonald's afterwards, and yeah, that man, I was hooked from that point forward. But yeah, that's a. I just now thought about that. Yeah, it's a small
Yeah.
lake, so I'm super jealous of the folks up in Indiana that have that opportunity to fish those tournaments. So if you're not signed up, get up on the Tourney X website and get signed up. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for
And
sure.
you can fish
And
any of them, Chad.
you can fish in it.
Any
Well,
small lake?
so
Oh man,
we've got some parameters. We do have some parameters. So 400-acre lake, kind of like the 100-acre wood. So it's going to be the around 400 acres is kind of what you're looking for is the criteria. Next up, if you can start a big motor in any way, shape, or form, it's outskis. So like, yeah, that's one of the whole things with this. It's like we don't want you to be like we don't want any big boats out there running. That's kind of defeats the purpose of small lake. So no big motor can be turned on. Trolling motor only or paddle only in the case of Muscatatuck Wildlife Refuge. So those are the type of places that you're looking for. Muscatatucks, the Starve Hollows, the Tucker Lakes, the pits over in Atterbury and gosh, Green Sullivan Forest,
it's all
Duggar
for it.
units. I mean, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's the
Doug,
kind of stuff that
Duggar's
you're
fine.
looking
Yeah,
for this small lakes deal, and it's unique because it's not we're not cramming everybody onto one lake. This is for people that don't really want to travel. Gas is $4.19 in Indiana. It was $4.19. It's probably either more or less now, but you know starts costing guys a bunch of money to fish. It's kind of cool to have something like this in the perfect time where guys can fish close to home, local water, get qualified for the class, have a little fun, get some bragging rights, and it's a brand new format. Indiana's going to be the first one that tries it. Then we'll look at what else we got around us to see if it's a format that can be expanded into some other areas as we move forward.
absolutely. I mean, definitely. If you guys are tuning in via live YouTube or on a podcast later on, uh, send us a comment. Let us know if there's some small bodies of water in your particular state that kind of fit that criteria that Chad went over. Because I know for me personally, I would love to, find some stuff like that in Tennessee. I do know there's a couple in North Georgia that are
Mhm.
absolutely on fire. People might not want us to go there, but they're lights out good. So if you've got something like that, drop a comment below and let us know. We would love to bring this to your neighborhood because I mean that's ultimately what USA Bassin's all about.
Mhm.
Local, local. Your local derb done turn national, so it's a way to fish in your backyard essentially to
Mhm.
qualify for the big stage at the classic. So really cool
Yep.
opportunity.
Yep. And then coming up right behind the small lakes. And if you guys got any questions, reach out to Jason or myself. Most of the information is up on Tourney X. So if you head over to Tourney X, click on the rules, read down to that second page. It's got some more information on there. I did realize that I had a little must-have video thing on there, so I went ahead and I changed that to the current video rule that we have at USA Bassin. So it's not a you have to have a video release. It's that expiring fish protocol.
Yeah, and I would, talking with some good friends of mine down here in Tennessee, we had some fellowship, and uh, one of the gentlemen that was there, runs some tournaments, and I think that's a coming, so we might want to just kind of, as anglers, get in that habit of,
Hmm.
you know, go ahead and doing the video release. Dwayne has that on the Tourney X app. It's very easy to use inside the app. And it just,
Hmm.
it's kind of a CYA, it's a way for tournament directors to assure that that's not a duplicate fish or a dead fish or something like that. There's a lot of things. Making sure you're not got to cut out kayak on a bass boat. There's a lot of things that this will clear up. It's just a very simple process. We know kayaker or anglers in general don't like change. But
Hmm.
this is just one step to help ensure the integrity of the sport moving forward. So I think it's a good step and a small step really for what we get, for our return on that little bit of time investment. So get in the
Yeah.
habit of doing it. If you don't do it, give it a shot.
Well, and here's the thing: everybody's a content creator, whether they'll admit it or not. In this day and age, man, it's easy content. It's easy content.
Hmm.
Saves them releases to your phone. Heck, fire, use them things all week. You got 5 fish limit. You got 5 days worth of post right there.
Absolutely. And everybody likes it when them fish kind of look up at you and they're getting ready to do that little backflip. It's like, oh, here it comes. I wish I would have had my camera out.
Yeah, and
This
the
way you've got.
good guys like one of the guys we're going to talk to here in a minute usually like to say something back to the camera after they release it. That'd be Rudy Yarworth. So we'll bring him on here shortly. But yeah, we've got some killer stuff coming this weekend in the fishing world. So small lakes in Indiana, Lake of Pines in Texas, Lake of Pines in Texas. Can they get to that 100? Do you think we see that 100 this week?
I think we're getting close. It's there's I think they'll be looking at him this week, Chad. I really do. Based on the conversations we had with the Texas boys a couple weeks ago, I think they'll be staring him down. So I would go over under. Yeah, I think we're going to see a century belt get rung up. There's a good chance of it anyway.
So on that topic, I have found the USA Bassin 100-inch club belt. There's a belt.
Yeah.
So here's
Oh
the
man.
deal. You break that 100-inch mark at the USA Bassin Classic at the Catawba Boat Ramp in beautiful Catawba, Kentucky, at beautiful Lake Barkley. You will receive in front of everybody your 100-inch belt. Yeah,
Man.
it's one of them.
Yeah.
It's the old wrestling belt. It says USA Bassin 100-inch club.
Hundo. Yeah. Heck yeah. And what
100
a what
inch club.
awesome way to celebrate an awesome achievement, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been on the prowl looking for these belts, and I found them, and they'll print them up exactly how I want them. And if you guys have been around long enough, I'm senile and anal about how things look. So I want to make sure that these belts punch. So 100-inch belts. I ain't had to give away one yet, but it's coming.
Now, I
100.
want one of them belts, Chad. I ain't gonna. Do I get to can I see a preview of this
You can
belt like
wear
offline?
you can wear you can see one offline, but I can't pull it up right now.
Yeah.
But you
I
can
just
wear it. You can wear
yeah,
one.
I totally
You
wear it,
just
man. You
wear one
catch
to
me
get
in
out to
church
eat every
on
night.
Sunday, be like, woo, woo. Yeah, hey, look, I'd be flaunting it too. I like to be iced out all day, every day. So don't threaten me with a good time or a
So yeah,
championship belt. Come on.
100-inch belt. Let's see if somebody can break it. Those are here. It's a thing. I haven't ordered them yet because there ain't been no need to order them yet. But as soon as somebody cracks that, let the ordering begin for the 100-inch
Okay,
belt.
so every USA Bassin tournament is eligible because you mentioned the classic earlier, but if you crack 100
We're going to
inches,
give them away there. Me and
you're
you's going to
gonna
pick some
award
out.
them at the classic. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
we're going to hand them to people, kind of like a little extra award. If they're at the classic, that's when
Yeah,
we'll get them.
yeah, kind of like they
Um,
do at the Bassmaster Classic with their Century clubs at the
mhm.
tournament or Night of Champions or whatever. That's cool. All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Right there, registration in front of everybody at the beautiful Catawba boat ramp. We will give those away. You get your picture taken in front of the USA Bassin trailer with
On
all the
the
hoopla,
stage.
and
Yeah.
get your belt up there. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know that some states will play into the 100-inch belt, but it's a thing.
It's a possibility pretty much anywhere. I mean, obviously Indiana, is
It
going to be
could.
a tough one, but yeah, New York's got them.
New York's
Suski's
got them.
got them.
Yeah, 100
Tennessee's
inches of
got them.
smallmouth could
Texas
have
has got
happened.
them. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah. So bring me 100 inches, I'll bring you a belt. That's all I got to say about that.
Boom. I'm down for it, Chad.
All right, fellers. Well, let's let's start breaking this thing down, man. We had ourselves another derb out here on the Conowingo.
Yeah,
So,
Conowingo, Pennsylvania, Maryland border, I believe, part of the
mhm,
Susquehanna River. It
yeah,
was a tidbit chilly.
mhm. Yeah.
I did it.
They woke up to a nice cold surprise out there, and I
Mhm.
and it was early, but they got out there, pushed the limit, and what we have, we ended up with 13 of them showed up
Yeah,
and fished. We should call this the, I don't know what we call it, but it was the cold smallmouth bowl. That's for sure.
yeah.
Um, so not much catching, but they did catch them.
Yeah, and
Proving
and no
one thing.
matter what the tournament, you got your super heaters and you've got your grinders. But the cold hard fact is, at the end of the day, pun intended on the cold, somebody's got to win. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
there's always going to be a winner. So we can moan and groan and complain about conditions, this, that, and the other, but um, the cream rises to the top. And somebody's got to put up some fish and take the win.
Facts.
And you know that's what it went down on Saturday up in the Northeast. So kudos to those that got out and got after it, whether you caught fish or not. Hey, just taking the kayak out of the truck or off the trailer and put it in it out there. I mean, that takes something. So that's saying something. We appreciate everybody coming out and fishing. And if you were lucky enough to slap one across the Bubba leaderboard on Tourney X, it netted you a top five finish, I do believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's start here with fifth place, Charlie Rustler, 15 and three quarter. He had one on the day. So that tells you, folks, that tells you how tough it was.
Yeah, it was it's a grind out there, and I think beautiful dark smallmouth there. And I mean, the cool
Hmm.
thing is you don't see we don't see a lot of fish, but the fish you see all look pretty doggone healthy. You know what I mean? So it's always nice to see those beautiful bronze backs grace the presence. They're just such a gorgeous fish.
Well, one man here that is
Pop
no
that up.
stranger to the USA Bassin Kayak Trail, the one, the only, Mr. Rudy Arward.
Yes.
World famous.
World famous. Rudy, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what kind of kayak you're fishing as we introduce you into the show here.
Well, I had several kayaks, but this particular day I was using the Susquehanna, powered by the Newport NK300. From Maryland, but I moved to Pennsylvania, so I'm covering that whole mid-Atlantic section between Delaware. But I'm up there in the central north on the west branch of the Susquehanna these days. Um, this particular tournament was down in Conowingo, which is right at the Maryland border, and from a 3 hour drive, 3 hours and 12 minutes for me to get down there. But anyone who watches me knows I travel a lot, so it's nothing but a trip. So, but it was
And
a cold
you're
one in the morning. I think it was like 27 degrees
Mm.
when we were launching. The high was supposed to be like 40. Wind blowing gusts of 50 miles an hour. So it wasn't going to be a great day, but it was a day on the water.
absolutely, and you're also the tournament director up there in this Pennsylvania, Maryland area.
So and it was so cold after I caught that fish. I fished for about another half hour, and I went and took a nap. So,
that's that's something.
but I was sitting in the truck because second place is Zach Abiba. He rode down with me. It was his first tournament fishing the USA Bassin. So he came down with me. That's Josh's best friend, and he caught the first fish. Believe it or not, I was like, I can't believe that's the only fish that's just standing all day long. Thought for sure people were sandbagging, but it was just a tough day all around.
Yeah.
Um,
Even
and
even the judges thought there was some sandbagging going on. Will was very sure that there was sandbagging to be
I think
had.
it was another word that began with S. The struggle bus was going on because it was cold in the morning. I think water temps were like right 48 degrees. and the lake was drawn down. Seemed like when the lake filled back up again around noon, but when I decided to take a siesta, uh, I knew Zach caught a second fish. Josh had two, and it looked like the other guys were trying to find that bite. But I think that last 30 minutes, I believe Josh is on here, but I just saw a fish going up there. I was like, man, I guess I should have stayed out there. I should have stayed
Right
out
on.
there, but it was all good. It was fun. It was good to get out of the water. It was chilly, but it was definitely good. It was a beautiful day, other than the weather, the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
we're
you
about
ended up
days
you
before,
ended
so
up fourth
it
place,
was lucky.
16 and a half. 16 and a half was your one fish. And you were the early leader, actually. So you
Oh,
did get a little FaceTime. You did get a little FaceTime as the early leader when we
I think
posted it up that
we
morning.
had some humor down there on the event. We had a couple of hammers like Charlie Russler, Pete down there. I know Josh was going to catch a couple local guys like Thomas and a couple guys that fish that all the time. There's some fishes that get put up there. Um, but everyone I talked to and I saw on the water, it was just a tough day. We were out on the main river, or like 5 foot roller coming down the main river, so everyone's trying to find a windbreak and a bite.
Right on. Well, let's move on down the line here. Thomas Linke, 17 and a half inch fish on the day. So that was your third place fish. And that wasn't was that our big fish? That was our big fish of the tournament.
Yes. Yeah, he edged Josh out with a half inch. Josh took me for big bass, and then looks like Thomas got that at the end of the day and loaded it up. We give him 30 minutes to an hour to load fish because the cell signal is horrible there. But when that fish came on there, Thomas ended up taking a check home. A big fish. I always tell people it's like, if you can't catch five, just catch one big one.
There you go. There you go. And Zach here in second place with 31 inches overall, 15 and 3/4 was his big fish for the tournament. Hey, look at that one. That's a green one. What's
Yeah.
that doing up there, Rudy?
Well, Conowingo it's a reservoir, so the lower part's got a lot of the largemouth, and the upper part of the reservoir, or the PA side, stacks up a little more on the smallmouth.
I'm
Just
here to tell you that's a little football too. That dude needs some laces on it. I mean, look at that little guy.
be
It's
well in
almost
there.
as round as it is long.
Yeah, it's second place finish for his first tournament in the trail.
Look, congratulations, Zach. Wish you could have been here tonight. Hopefully, we'll catch you on the next one. But heck of a job, Zach. Now, the winner at the Conowingo, keeping it in the family tonight, Josh Yarworth. Man, what is up?
What's going on, Chad?
Man, good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a couple weeks. Josh, tell the people at home, man, where you're from and what kind of kayak you're fishing out of this season.
All right, so I'm from Frederick, Maryland, kind of up towards the border of Pennsylvania, so it's not too far for me to go from either the Potomac or over to Susquehanna. But this year I've been fishing out of a Coosa X with a NK 180 on it.
Nice. And a little bit out of a U-pick here and there.
Yeah, Tennessee trip I fished out of a U-pick, and it wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
Had plenty of room to walk around all up on the deck there.
So, man, congratulations. First thing here, 4 fish on your limit for the day. You pretty well slammed the door shut on everybody else out in the field. Even the old man, he couldn't keep up. They say that happens as you get older. It's just going to be part of life, Rudy. Sorry. The 17 inch for your big. 17 inch for your big, and that's another green one.
All 4 of mine were greenfish.
Nice.
I was trying to locate them smallmouth, man. I went out to the mouth of the creek thinking they'd be out in the river in that current a little bit more, and I got around I got out there and it was just too windy. I was getting hit with spray and it was cold and I couldn't hang. So I went back in the creek and fished for greenfish.
There you go. There you go. Well, that's a good looking sack, man. Not too bad a day, really, for the conditions and everything that was going on out there. I mean, to persevere and put yourself at the top of the leaderboard, that's never a bad day.
It was a grind. It was definitely a grind. It was cold. I actually went in. I caught one fish. I went back in and had to get an extra jacket, layer up a little more, and went back out. By that time, it had actually warmed up, and I think them fish turned on. I caught 3 of my 4 fish like within the last hour of the day.
Nice. You wasn't sandbagging on old Wilberto, was you?
No, sir.
He was worried about it. I'm here to tell you that man right there is a fish judging fool. I mean, he's on it. We can't thank Wilberto enough. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit, but he's an animal. He's an animal when it comes to judging fish. So let's I'm gonna let you guys kind of break down this day. And Rudy, you can ask Josh any questions you want to. Josh, you can tell us the truth. You don't have to tell us the truth. And folks at home, if you guys have got any questions, by all means, throw them up in the comments. These guys want to hear it. They need to hear it. Grill them, grind on them, tell them, get the answers out of them. So let's talk about the pattern, Josh. I mean, what was you seeing as far as water temperature? What do you think the fish were doing? What kind of stages do you think they're in?
So, I mean, naturally, you're thinking pre-spawn. These fish should be coming up to spawn here very soon here in the Northeast, if not already. So that cold front, though, we had last week, it was pretty warm. We had a warming trend, but then all of a sudden we had that cold snap. So I knew they were going to kind of be a little messed up, probably push back out of the real shallow stuff. And I tried throwing moving baits all morning, had no action on it. And then I finally kind of got a bite on a jig. But what would happen is it bit the trailer, the jig trailer I had on off, which was a max scent bait. And so I trimmed up my trailer, tried to shorten it up, get them to eat the whole thing. Never had another bite on a jig the rest of the day. So towards the end of the day, I took that same max scent trailer bait and just put it on a wobble head and started just slowly crawling that around. And that's what did it for me.
You're on mute.
How did your I mean, do you feel like you just ran into that one fish, Rudy, or do you feel like it was set up with a purpose? Did you lose me?
Josh, talk to you.
No, I'm talking to you, Rudy.
Oh, one fish.
I can't. Is his mic off?
With me. If I want fish, I was fishing near Josh's friend Zach, and he wasn't too far from me. And I was marking a few fish under the bridge.
Can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear him, Jason?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, we're fishing under the bridge, and I threw on a jig, and wasn't getting much bite, so I switched to the old trusty Ned rig, something that Chad taught me in Tennessee.
No, I can't hear anybody.
And I drifted that thing under that bridge and picked up a couple branches, and I was like, man, this is bad. Probably like around, I guess, noonish, and then I thought it had a branch, and so I started reeling in and take the branch off, and when it got to the boat, the branch decided to swim away. So it was a pretty light bite, and made sure I got it in the net. I thought for sure it was going to come off.
Yeah, it's amazing on those cold conditions how mushy of a bite those fish can. As aggressive as a smallmouth is, it's crazy how soft and subtle that bite can be. So yeah, kudos to you for doing
I
it.
sent the hook on more sticks than I did fish. So
No.
you'd have thought I was reeling them
any
in.
damn thing. What's going on?
Hey man, I know the struggle of the technology up there, Joshua. Trust me.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
That's all that matters.
Nobody wants to listen to
I
the
still
old
can't
man.
hear anybody but you.
Okay. So, Rudy, obviously this was the kickoff for the Susquehanna River Division. Let's talk a little bit more about what you guys have got in store. I know this tournament here the conditions weren't as favorable, probably kept a lot of people at home. Usually Maryland has one of the best turnouts on the trail. But let's talk about what you guys have got coming up that people can look forward to up there in the beautiful state of Maryland and Pennsylvania.
So the first division is kind of unique because in Pennsylvania cuts the river down for tournaments and it shuts down at 411. So that event on the Conowingo, even though it doesn't hit the closure, was kind of the first one. So we'll bounce around on the Susquehanna 4 more times. We'll hit the upper flats. Will be our next event on the Tuskegee Trail, and then we'll go back up toward Harrisburg. We'll even in June 20th we'll be fishing the Juliana with KAS. So there's a lot more to come, and then back to the Conowingo. So but then we have the Potomac Trail. We fished the Piedmont section between the Monocacy and Dam 4,
Got nothing.
kind of around Harkinsbury where the Shenandoah comes in. I don't know if you guys watch, like Jeff Little's been down there fishing a lot on YouTube. And he put their secret 20-inch smallmouth out. But there are
Right.
quite a few big smallmouth in that section. And we've had guys hit 100 inches down there. So be careful when you want to give away nipples outside of the national event because you'll be giving a free way to some hammers like Charlie Rustler and Shane Crawford. We have a bunch of guys down there that'll light them up. So that's 411 or 412 is our next event down there, and then 425. So 2 weeks apart, we'll have 2 events on the Potomac, and then we'll be back on the Susquehanna.
Now, how do you think, like for the Susquehanna division, this tournament, for those of you guys that caught a fish, man, that in the points race for that division championship, man, this tournament here is kind of going to be that one that really sets the bar apart from some of the others that as they play out. You know, it'll come down to you guys that all caught fish having to really stumble to let somebody else creep up into the leaderboard.
Well, I'm gonna knock on wood because we never know what's gonna happen. It river fishing with the weather. You know, we've been fishing Conowingo for a
Can't hear
while,
any damn.
and when you get big heavy rain and that water flow starts coming down, that it'll get washed out quick. So we've had to have those days where if you didn't catch your fish in the first hour, you weren't catching anything.
Well, now as this season plays out, what are the conditions like on the Susquehanna? I know you said it was a little bit low up there on the Conowingo, but I mean, obviously summer pool is going to look a little bit different, but up towards the dam, the northern dam, you guys have got a lot of rock and all that stuff up there. How much does that play in?
The Susquehanna has a lot of flood control, like low head dams. Conowingo is a power generating dam, so that's why the flow changes. But the river's been running pretty high this spring. It's been up in the trees on the banks, so hopefully that'll draw down a little bit. Start to run cleaner now. I don't want it to draw down too much because it fishes real well with good flow. I mean, the river's a mile wide, so it's close to it's a lot of water coming in. It fish good. We just need it to warm up. Can't have 70 degrees one day, 30 degrees the next day.
I fucking tried, but then you fucked me.
And Jason, you got anything?
Yeah, so on the Conowingo, I mean, you kind of alluded to it just a second ago. The, you know, it fishes much more like a lake than it would per se, you know, the Susky that a lot of the kayak anglers out there listening tonight know about. If someone were to be in that area to, you know, maybe attend an event like, you know, like, I don't know, maybe like me or somebody that
really wants to get kind of more of the Susky feel. Do you have a particular tournament that you would recommend for the year?
The Juniata or the middle branch of the Stuckey, probably be the best two ones to hit. It's more river fishing. Where the Conowingo, the upper part of the Conowingo, it's got a little river, but it's mainly a reservoir.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it's I mean, world-class smallmouth fishery up there. Obviously for the area, but for the United States as a whole, definitely a bucket list, area to go fish if you're looking to get your line stretched by a big bronzeback for sure. So, I would love to try to make it up there. If not this year, definitely one time anyway, fish with y'all.
Yeah, come on up, man. I mean, there's a lot of big events going on the river this year. We're going to do the Juniata with KAS, so that'll be a big event. There'll be a big turnout. Juniata, it's a smaller river, but it's got a lot of giant smallmouth in it. And obviously the Sufky, the main branch from Sunbury down to Harrisburg to Goldsboro. There's plenty of sections in there. If you dial in the area, you'll find 20 plus inch fish to fill your limit. But there's a lot of big fish in there to get. It's like the hardest thing is to find out where they're going to be when tournament day shows up, because they move around. So
right.
And then obviously the river flow. Like some people like it when the rise, when it's real low. Like last summer, it was pretty low. And you did a lot of walking and dragging your kayak because there was a lot of steady spots where the water just spread out. But there were still big fish caught in those pockets throughout them. And one thing that people don't realize with smallmouth fishing is a lot of people like that early morning bite for the greenfish, but you see a lot of big smallmouth caught from like noon to lines out. They just love that sunny part of the day. And you'd be amazed how many big fish get popped up on the leaderboard at the end of the day. Everyone thinks you got it locked down, and somebody throws a pig on the board, and you're like, oh man, he just bumped me.
Yeah, that's a great point to bring up with the smallmouth. They do tend to get a little more active or stay active, even in that bright sunshine from Lake St. Clair all the way over to the Susky. Apparently, I mean, I remember fishing a tournament over there, and I mean they would literally follow the shadow of your kayak around and use it as an ambush point to go after bait. It was pretty wild to watch these fish stay so active, and really the height of the sunshine of the day is something you definitely don't normally see when you're chasing greenlands around, for sure. So you're never
the trail picked up with it. We have a bunch of other trails that jumped in with us, and people were putting up 99, 95, 100 inches. So it got a lot of attention because it's really river got pretty messed up in a couple years with some really high waters, bad spawns, but it's come back quite well. The lower Potomac now, we have a bit of a sewage spill down there in Montgomery County, if you watch the news. But we're fishing the upper section, and there's a lot of big smallmouth in there, and I'm sure every year we catch more because with all those 18 and 19 inchers, they're just they're growing year over year. And as long as the river levels don't flood out and they get a good spawn, that population is going to continue. So that the section that we fish, I'd like to try to push out to western Maryland and fish some more of the skinnier part of the Potomac that's got some more pocket water. We tried that a couple years, but it's hard to get people. It's a bit of a haul to get out there, and some people aren't familiar with the river, and it can be tough. So we've had a good turnout. People like the section we're fishing. It's a couple miles from basically Williamsport, Martinsburg area down to Montgomery County. So it's a pretty good section. And we even go up the Monocacy River.
Nice.
And I don't know if you watch the Monocacy, where Lefty Craig cut his teeth, famous Lefty Craig Creek. And for a little stream, I've seen plenty of 20-inch smallmouth coming out of there, and some 20 plus inch walleye coming out of there as well. So that little creek, Monocacy River, has been a surprise too. Some guys will fish the tournament, they just want to fish the Monocacy. So it's going to be interesting to see like what people choose. Tends to be a little area around Harper's Ferry where we goes to. But that White Horse Falls, it comes down through there. We had a couple guys that float the falls and try to get to that pocket water, and they would win. But they also come back and tell us how many times they flipped their kayak. Coming through the falls. But yeah, it's just a matter of how aggressive you want to be on the Potomac. There, the fish are out there. If you get to where everyone else can't get to, you might find the bigger fish.
Absolutely.
So what are you telling us? Are you telling us that there's a better? So do you think one of your divisions could break the 100 inches before Texas?
Stole my question.
The first belt could possibly go to Maryland.
I definitely feel that could happen, especially on the Potomac. We've had a couple 99. Well, we had 100 inch last year. Dane Crawford.
Okay. I see the plot thickens, and we got Chickamauga. Now we got Chickamauga again down there in Tennessee one more time too. Jason just about fell out of his chair.
We got the Harrisburg section for an event. We got the Juniata. So definitely we could probably break it for the Susquehanna Trail as well. So it'd be nice to have 100 inches in both of them for us. Well, we'll stay
here for it. I'm gonna have to go ahead and put a 100-inch belt on order. I can feel it now.
Yeah.
Did you make a big rodeo buckle?
Could I make it what?
A big rodeo buckle?
We can do whatever you want. We can. We're gonna have to get one. I can feel it. Somebody's gonna do it here before long. I would have thought it would have already happened by now. I've been kind of holding this 100-inch belt news back, but now it's become a thing to where I want to see who's going to get it first. Which state is gonna pop the 100 inches? Could it be Jason?
Let's see. Tennessee's out until May, and we've got Parksville in May, which it's a spotted bass lake, so that might be kind of tough. And then we won't be on Chick until
Chick comes late. I think it's Chick your last one, isn't it? Maybe in June, July. Did I lose you? As you can see there in Jason's caption, it now says waiting on Starlink. The PB Lodge has not been so kind to Jason on the internet, so bear with him. He's coming. He's coming back. He's going to get better internet, we promise. But no, really, I think that's interesting, and I would love to see it come from Maryland. If Maryland can beat out Texas for the first 100-inch belt, that would be something.
I want to see you get a really big crew from Maryland down to Lake Barkley so we can take that kayak home.
Well, I tell you, the folks at Lake Barkley are super excited that people from Maryland and Texas are coming, even New York, that are going to come and fish beautiful Lake Barkley. So that's going to be good. They've called us a couple times within the last week. They are really looking forward to seeing everybody at the championship on Lake Barkley, and it's going to be a fun event. I think if you like river fishing, if you like lake fishing, there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody on Lake Barkley.
Yeah, facts. It's a beautiful area, great people, good fishing, and century belts to be handed out. I mean, come on, what else could you need?
We might have to have a couple there. Just never know. October will be interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely got the potential to put them out, no doubt.
He's got to find them smallmouth.
They're around. They're around. Now, are they around like they are on the Kentucky Lake side? I don't know, but we'll be on the Barkley side. We're actually not going to go any on Kentucky Lake. We're going to keep it all on Barkley. So I think that'll be interesting. But, that LBL side is on Barkley as well. So you'll be able to launch, from the land between the lake side, which I know is something that your guys like to do. Fish over in the rocks and the different things. There there's just literally something for everybody. Whether you want to dock fish, rock fish, it's all there. It's all there. Not as deep
out of my fishing hole.
Not as deep as Center Hill was for us, but that was a different animal when we went to Center Hill a few weeks ago, Rudy.
Oh yeah, we had to deal with that and it flushed some of the rain. A little muddy on us.
I think I would have rather fished the rain than I would have the rain in the mud more so than the 27 degrees that you boys had to deal with up there in Maryland. My hat's off to you because I'd have probably went to the truck a lot earlier. I ain't even gonna lie.
I had a dry suit on with wool socks and my toes were cold. I usually wear flip flops all year long.
So did everybody make it the full 8 hours? That's the question.
I don't think everyone made it up all day, but I know like a couple guys that held out. Those last few fish you see on the board, they all showed up in the afternoon when it warmed up. When that water pushed in and the rocks warmed up, it temperature changed 2 degrees. They got a little bit of a bite at the end there. I'm sure if the tournament started later, I went later in the day, it could have probably been a different animal.
How much longer do you think it's going to take those water temperatures to creep up to where those fish are really starting to feed hard and be super active?
I mean, one warm rainstorm probably all it needs. Get a couple of warm days and a warm rain, and that's not water bring the river temps up pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure. And it sounds like that may be this weekend from the forecast. So,
oh yeah,
yeah.
But well, Rudy, we appreciate you being on here tonight. Josh is having some difficulties with the internet. It's just part of it when we're trying to do these live streams. So everybody just bear with us. It does get smoother. It does get smoother as more people start playing outside and get off the internet. It will smooth out. Everybody's connection's a little bit different. But Rudy, man, thank the people that you need to thank. Tell them where to find more about Rudy Yarworth on social media because, man, you put out some videos and you've got a lot of fun-loving kayak adventures that go on. Tell the folks about that and tell them about the – we should have started here. Start here with the Heroes on the Water donation that happens from the Maryland Tournament Trail.
Those of you know me, we run Heroes on the Water chapters, do the Tangier Sound chapter on Eastern Shore. But I moved to Pennsylvania and I started a new chapter up in north central PA called Pine Creek chapter. And the part of your sign up goes to the donation to help get that chapter on. And so for all the kayak anglers out there, we're always looking for volunteers to come guide some veterans and first responders and their family and put them on fish and make them have a great day and decompress and show them a good time. So just hit me up, Facebook or Instagram, Pine Creek chapter, Heroes on the Water, and my handle's Kayak Rudy. Pretty much for everything now. Only got that locked down, so not that hard to find. And you want to fish one of the trails, going to USA Bassin, click on the Maryland link. We got 3 trails. The 2 that I run for the Potomac and the Susquehanna that Will and Josh helped me run. And then you have the Eastern Shore Trail. And Andy took over up there fishing the Eastern Shore of Maryland and Delaware Ponds. So go on out, have a good time, and thank Jackson Kayak and Werner Paddles and Ryan Coolers for giving me the gear I need to stay on the water and have a good time and keep chasing them sunsets, man, and telling those fish stories.
There you guys got it. And yeah, if you guys are up in the Maryland area, definitely check out what Andy is doing on his trail. He's got some month-long things going on. So if you guys want to get in on something that's a little bit different, Andy has those trails going on. We haven't talked a lot about it yet because it's kind of something new that we're experimenting with in that area. So it's kind of like the Small Lakes thing. This is our first online deal, and yeah, Andy's running that, and everything seems to be going good with it so far. So it might be something that's introduced a little bit more as we plug along through different things, and USA Bassin continues to grow.
Heck yeah.
But Rudy, well, thanks for being with us, man. We're going to go ahead and let you head out for the night. Jason and I will give a little bit more banter, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one, I'm sure.
Thank you guys. Have a good evening.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
Reed. There you have it. Maryland. Maryland's in the house.
Maryland.
Man, they caught them. They caught fish. They came, they saw. They made the Kayak Awards show.
That's right. That's what it's all about. I mean, like we said when we opened the show, somebody has to win. You know what I mean? There's got to be somebody. So stick it out, grind it out, make it happen, and you reap the rewards of it. Apologize for the interwebs, folks, but I don't know how many pieces my Starlink is coming in, but I've got 4 different tracking numbers that I'm tracking across the United States of America. I've got California, Missouri, Ohio, and Georgia all shipping parts. So I know I got a couple accessory pieces. We're going to do some mounts for the truck. We got some mounts for the kayak. So, we'll take this thing wherever we want to go and not rely so much on the interwebs here at the PB Lodge, because it gets a little spotty.
Well, and when we're down there at beautiful Lake Barkley, the Stove Star Lake's going to come in super handy for making sure that we've got you guys covered, getting your results out to you quick and fast and in a hurry. But no, man, it's the season is young. There's still going to be a few tough tournaments. I know, this the small lakes thing. They're talking about a lot of rain could muddy up some water here in Indiana. We're not out of the woods into the dead heat of summer yet, so there's still going to be some cold tournaments here at the start of April as we move towards May, and more change is coming. Yeah,
I know it's like beating a dead horse. Change is inevitable, but it's definitely going to happen more and more. Maybe a little less in your southern states, but you get those big influxes of water that can dirty things up and raise lake levels and spread them out into the buck brushes. I mean, you got to experience Lake Monroe last year pretty much all year. It was in the parking lot, you know what I mean? So you were on that picnic table pattern pretty much from spring to fall, and that could happen anytime, anywhere. So, as anglers, we got to adapt. We're chasing living, live creatures. That's what makes, in my opinion, our game so cool, because it's not monotonous. You know what I mean? It's not the same tennis racket and ball every time. There's conditions change, and it makes things interesting. And, the angler that makes those adjustments is typically going to qualify for this award show. So you're never out of it. Unless you give up. So never give up and keep the grind going. Keep moving forward was the message this weekend. So let me pass that on to you. And happy Holy Week to everybody out there.
Yes.
Look forward to Easter coming up, Good Friday. Enjoy that time with your fam. Get some Easter bunny eggs and all that stuff. But remember the real reason that we're chasing Easter bunnies and bass. Because
there you go.
All down.
All right, folks. Well, we will let you guys go for tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to us on YouTube. And if you missed this, you need somewhere to listen. You want to go back and listen to old episodes, pick up what Jordan Marshall and Daniel Lyons and Jason Cassidy's and Jeremy Baker's had to say, and get on Spotify. Listen to that stuff. It's there. It lives on. I know Facebook deletes it after so long, but man, this stuff's living on. It's like I said, it's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and more. So get on there, give us a listen, subscribe, download that stuff. We appreciate the heck out of you. Good night. Hearts.